Hey folks, it's Brian and welcome back again to BG Model Workshop. Today we're doing a stash update that's going to cover a couple of weeks, pretty much the whole month of April up until now. And there is more of April coming up because we have Desert Scale Classic. It's going to be happening this Saturday. If you are in the area and interested in the Desert Scale Classic, I will have information down below for that. Also, I will have information down below for our buddy Brandon because he was in town visiting us, and also everybody else that does YouTube in the area. Plus, he's got family or whatever. But he had done some really cool video blogging and stuff like that. And he even was able to finagle Mrs. BG into doing a stash ad for him. So we'll have a link to that down in the description below as well. And generally, we're just going to get on to things here. At the end of the month, there is a show at Brookhurst Hobbies. It's called Sprue-Fest. They're doing those again. I checked out the photo albums they have posted for like 2019 stuff, and some serious awesome quality builds and stuff. I don't think I can compete with them, but I kind of do want to compete with them. So we might take something to enter in the show also. Plus, we just want to check out the actual shop itself and possibly hang out with some YouTube friends in the area. As well as the next day, the following Sunday, we're going to be at the Art Lasky show, the SoCal Open. We've been contacted by a couple of commenters on our channel that they are planning to be there, so we're hoping to bump into them and say hi in person for the first time. And then also there are supposed to be a couple of other friends from the Model Car Mafia that are hoping to go. Not sure if they're going to be able to go through extenuating circumstances and whatever. But so far, it looks like it's going to be a pretty good show, and we're looking forward to getting out there and doing that. So let's get on with the stash ads. We'll show you what we got. Hang on a second. We're going to start off with Sci-Fi. So, Sci-Fi, first off, we're going to start with this dude here, the Star Wars Darth Vader's TIE Fighter. It says TIE Fighter, doesn't say Darth Vader anywhere on there, but we know that's Darth Vader's TIE Fighter because we're Star Wars fans and we know things. This one also has the plus pack, so it's got some paints and some glue, and I think that's a paintbrush over there in the corner there, or a white lightsaber, I'm not sure. This was gifted to us by our good friend Lucas C. He has one on hand also. Kind of wanted to do sort of like a, I don't know, kind of like a buddy build type of thing where we just sort of kind of build our own versions of Darth Vader's TIE Fighter. So I think, as far as I can remember us talking about this, it's going to be one of those no holds barred type of things. So it could be interesting. It does come with a Darth Vader figure, and I will show you that. This is definitely Darth Vader on the pooping stool. And look, both his hands have been cut off. Ah, poor guy. So that's an interesting addition to the kit. I don't think we'll be putting it in our build, but in the meantime, I thought that was kind of a fun thing to share. So on to the next thing. Next up is something from a series called Crusher Joe. I don't know much about this actual series, but this does look like a pretty killer kit. Again, look at that box art. Oh, that is cool. And there's a red one back there. So that means that there's more, so we can collect them all. This, unfortunately, I don't know much about this particular TV show or anime movie or whatever it is. But I will do some research on this when we get around to actually building this guy. And we're looking forward to doing that one sometime. So what, does anybody out there have an anime group build they can host, please? I can't host any more group builds. I'm all full up for the year. But good looking plane, looks really cool. It looks like it's got a couple of figure options there. I apologize for the blurriness. My camera is not cooperating today. And then we got this guy. See if we got enough room for this guy here. This is the VF1J Armored Valkyrie, also known as a Battleoid from the Macross TV series that we used to watch when we were a kid. Oh god, I loved Robotech so much. Here's some screen captures from the actual show, or cell art, whatever you want to call it. And then over on this side is what we're actually going to be building. So this is, I mean, look at that. All these little pods open up, and those are missiles hiding inside there. That is cool. I am looking forward to doing that guy. That is going to be sweet. Okay, so now we're going to switch over to armor. Okay, so armor. Love this. US M20. We got this one at the swap meet in Glendale. Mrs. BG did the video for us on that one. And meanwhile, while she was doing that, I was running around talking to folks and saying hi to people and buying things. And I bought mostly armor, armor and sci-fi. But yeah, Tamiya, trust those guys, love that. And I just really like this M20. I've heard this is also known as a Greyhound. I don't know why it's not on this box art, but they have other subsequent newer box arts where that's actually on there, so it could be a licensing thing. I don't know. Another Tamiya armor kit we got is this dude here, the patent tank, the M48A3 with the Giganto searchlight. So this is pretty cool. Now, I'm not 100% sure if patent tanks were Vietnam or Korea. I have to do some research on that. If you do know, please post a link down there at the bottom. Tom Schrei, I'm sure you probably know, sir. But look at this. This is just cool. Got a dude here that's just kicking back. He's just chilling. So it's got to be, yeah. So it's just, all the box art has is just the same photograph all over it again. So there's that. And then this one, I'm super stoked about this guy right here, the AAVP7A1, no name. So I'm not sure if the Marine Corps has a nickname for these guys, but I love these things, and I'll tell you why. Because it looks like something out of a Jules Verne novel. Are you right? It's like some sort of Victorian sci-fi type of thing. I just think it's so cool. Even though it's a modern military fighting machine, it is kick-ass. But yeah, actual photographs of the vehicle on the side there is cool. And a guy. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, I think I'll do mine up in Desert Storm colors. Not worrying about the camo pattern stuff on there. I have yet to do some of that, something like that actually looks good. So probably just do the solid color desert scale colors. And now, for what everybody actually tuned in for, the cars. So, to start off with, I have a cousin that lives in the Chicagoland area, and he had gone to an estate sale and sent me some photographs from there. And he's like, "Hey, are you interested in anything here?" I'm like, "Yes." I sent back the photo with a nice red circle around this guy and that guy. And I said, "I want those. How much?" He goes, "Hang on, let me find out." So then he comes back, he goes, $20. I'm like, "Each? That's not bad." He goes, "No, actually, together. I worked magic on them, and now we can get them both for $20." So what was also cool was that he was coming into town to visit, so brought them with him. Shipping was free. So these are modern issue kits. They're still sealed. They sound like they're in good shape. We'll see how they are. This one I've always been curious about. I've seen this on the shelf many times. I thought, yeah, I just don't want to buy that right now. And now the opportunity had presented itself. I couldn't pass up, so I went ahead and got it. So there's that guy. I was reading some of the box art last night. Did not realize that this actual vehicle here was a giveaway by Firestone back in 1978. I did not know this was, I thought this was just like a what if artistic rendering thing. Didn't know this was an actual pickup truck back in the day. That's kind of cool. And then Knight Rider, if you don't know about Knight Rider, then you're not a fan of cars. But yeah, MPC, we all know what that stands for. And then this says it's got the full color decals and stuff. A little disappointed to see that it has all this stuff, but no taillight decal. It is what it is. It is what it is. So, yeah, I mean, that's just a cool looking vehicle right there, right? That's awesome. So I have to say thank you to my cousin Bradley for that. And on to the next. So we want to say thank you again to a couple of other pretty cool guys in the community. First off is Mr. Louie over at the Autistic Modeler. He happened to be at a store called Bookman's, and that's a chain here in the area, here in Arizona. I don't know if they're outside of Arizona, but I do know they're in Arizona because I've been to several of them. But they're like a secondhand store, and they have records and video games and musical instruments and books and books and books and books. Thus the name Bookman's. Also comic books and Lego kits too. So Louis was lucky enough to discover this one for a really good price. He contacted us, asked us if we were interested in it, and I was like, "Oh yes, of course, please," because I like the 635s, especially if I remember correctly, Bruce Willis was driving one of these in the TV show Moonlighting, and I just thought that was awesome because anything Bruce Willis did was cool, right? So there we go, there's that. And then we want to say thank you to our good friend Dan Don. We've mentioned him many times before on the channel here. One of these days we're going to have to get him on camera or maybe behind the camera to talk about things. But yeah, check this out here. Tuner Series, this is by Revell. Subaru WRX STI 3-in-1. Now it says 3-in-1. What do you think the 3-in-1 really means? Does it mean there's 3 different ways to build this? Or does it mean that there's 3 different sets of wheels? There's 3 different sets of wheels. But, and of course, we're going to go for the Subaru Gold, right? This kit is left-hand drive. Yay! And it has full engine detail. Yay! And it has a wing. Double yay! It's got 2 different wings, actually, so there's part of your 3-in-1, I guess. But yeah, I love my Subarus, especially the STIs. So Dan was very happy to help us out by hooking us up with this kit here. So thank you, Mr. Dan. I appreciate that. And now for the cut to grass. When we went down to Ace Hobby, let's see, what's it called? Ace is the place hobby shop. We were with Brandon and John and James from Scale Model Experiment. A couple of those guys, they hadn't been there yet, and it's sneaking on camera here real slowly. But we've decided to go ahead and pick up another one of these Tamiya AMGs, Mercedes AMG GT3s, and I specifically blame John and James and Brandon because they're all building this kit in several different liveries, several different ways. So I already have one of these on the shelf. I do want to build it box art style because I like that. That looks cool. But I do have an inspiration for doing my own livery, like a what if livery. I'll get into that some other time in the future. But this is cool. It's a great kit. Those guys are building the heck out of these things. I thought I better grab one before they take them all. And yeah, so it's just like, you gonna stay? No? All right, fine. Be like that. So while we were also over at the Ace Hardware store, we got some cool stuff here. We're having a lighting issue here. All right, there we go. So we got some photo etch seats. This is the bomber seats, and can we get a little better? There we go. That's happy. Bomber seat kit number 1. I guess that means that there is a bomber seat kit number 2. But we already have one of these sets, and we've been goofing around with it. This is the 2nd fret, still all whole and stuff. And look at how small the tabs are for holding that in place. Those are very, very small and fine, easy to take care of. We actually started on one seat, got the main pan sort of molded up, and then our good friend John Weber has been helping us out with photo etch. He has a photo etch bender and some knowledge. So here's one of the seat rails. Or side pieces, I should say. The rail is the piece that the seat actually sits on, which the kit actually has. These little guys here, you bend those up, they go underneath the seat so you can raise it up off the floor. But really, really cool type of thing. I have 2 sets now, and I want to put them in some 32 builds that we have coming up. I shouldn't say coming up. I want to do all the 32s now. And then we also got a battery terminal connecting set with battery straps and stuff. And these are supposed to be like the battery hold down pieces. So that's actually kind of slick. And then we also found a nice looking set of moon tanks. And yeah, those look really nice also. So they had those on hand there. I grabbed those up. And did we get anything else? Oh yes, we got some paint too. This stuff here, TS97 Pearl Yellow. It's a very, very pale, very light color. And you can actually ghost this over or lightly spray it over other colors, other shades. We've been experimenting with that, and we've been having some success. We sprayed this over some TS21 Gold. Blah! That did look terrible. It was like pearlescent sinus infection. So unless you're looking for that color, I don't recommend it, especially if you're trying to eat. Anyway, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Y'all have a great rest of your day. We'll talk to you a little bit later on. We're going to get to editing this video so we can get back on the egg plane and the 32 Ford and then the big rig. So we'll talk to y'all a little bit later on. Take it easy and have a great rest of your day.